I've been playing Forge of Empires as a free-to-play player for the past 6 years. And I have to say, right now, the game is more boring than it ever has been. When we start in Forge of Empires, we start with nothing. No attack boosts, no goods, just us, some units, and some small productions. What we are introduced to is a puzzle of manually fighting, fitting buildings that require population or boosting happiness, and finding a way to produce the expensive goods or units we want. Look at nearly anyone's cities though, and you'll see that tech tree buildings are few and far between, with roads being the only one that most experienced players have. Instead of manually battling and figuring out a puzzle, the game encourages spending to remove that intrigue and skill, and instead just auto-battle. With every event, you get more and more attack boosts, all which serve to just increase the time you can auto-battle. But auto-battling is boring. There's no skill involved in having high attack boosts. There's no skill in just pushing the same button over and over. There's no value other than it being hit button, get reward. But now we have quantum incursions. And you know what? They're fun. Manually battling with limited attack boosts feels like the Forge of Empires I fell in love with in 2018. Finding ways to squeeze more buildings into your little settlement feels like the city building struggles I enjoyed. And despite that return to the base gameplay that makes Forge of Empires great, it's already regressing. Event buildings are getting boosts for quantum incursions. Sure, they're limited or hard to get, but what defines quantum incursions when you're just auto-battling again? What makes it different from the core gameplay of the guild expeditions or guild battlegrounds or continent map or guild versus guild or the PvP arena or anything else in this game? Everything in Forge of Empires is designed to make the auto battle button the highest goal of a player. Get more attack boosts so you can just sit in auto battle longer. Work with your guild to coordinate when you hit the button. All events, resources, great buildings, and features feed into increasing attack boosts to make auto battling easier. Where is the skill or fun in that? You don't need skill to get high attack boosts. You just need a few event buildings, and new ones get better so fast that you don't even need an efficient city to have high boosts. If you're feeling really inspired, you can pay more so that you can waste even more time doing the same boring act. I've never spent money on the game, and I don't plan to. The reason? Spending doesn't make the game more fun for me. Why would I want to spend to gain the privilege of just hitting the same button more often? Spending doesn't unlock new challenges or gameplay. In fact, it removes that from the game. And that's what I fear is happening with quantum incursions. A brand new feature that has so much potential to truly give players the experience of playing the game they actually first fell in love with is now just becoming another one to join the auto battle graveyard, to lose its individuality. Quite frankly, right now I would be happy to play the game by only participating in events and quantum incursions. They're the only parts of the game that require some thought or skill by the player to succeed. Why not have other parts of the game that require a bit more skill too? For example, reward players for having an efficient city. Based on their city's size, give them different boosts or rewards for having fewer roads, or a certain level of population or happiness, like forge point boosts or overall attack boost multipliers. Reward having many different buildings rather than ones that are all the same. Make more event buildings plunderable, maybe even if they have been motivated. Maybe make plunder remove attack boosts from a building for 24 hours. For the expeditions and battlegrounds, make negotiations or manual battles more rewarding. Auto battles should be an option for those players who aren't skilled, but you should also have to sacrifice something for it being easier and faster. Maybe fewer rewards or less progress for your guild. It also wouldn't hurt to have periodic rebalancing to unit stats and skills to change around the dominant units needed in each age. And for the love of Alabaster, I hope Quantum Incursions isn't ruined by giving us more attack boosts for it, unless the difficulty is also increased to account for that. So yes, I'm bored of Forge of Empires meta. It hasn't changed much over the course of the entire game, and maybe it should. I want to be clear though, that doesn't mean I'm bored of the game or think it's doing badly. In fact, by all metrics, Forge is doing alright, with MTG's recent financial report detailing success, and I have no intention of quitting anytime soon. But I worry that the reward for doing well in the game or spending your hard-earned cash and diamonds is that there is a less engaging game to play. And if the reward is just boredom, then why am I still trying to succeed? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you over on my Discord server linked below.